Hi, Steve here. Thank you for joining me on the Panoramic Travels YouTube channel. We went on the Viking Magnificent Mekong River cruise in the fall of 2025. And by we, I mean Janet and I, our friends Nancy and Ross, and Kim and Don. This video is the third of a 4-part series and covers all of the excursions we went on during the 15-day Magnificent Mekong cruise. The first video covered our time on the Viking riverboat. The second video covered the 3-day pre-cruise extension in Bangkok, Thailand. And finally, the fourth video will cover our 2-day post-cruise extension in Ha Long Bay, Vietnam.
Good afternoon, Viking family. Okay, welcome you to Vietnam, welcome you to Saigon. And first of all, on behalf of my company, Viking, thank you so much for traveling with my company and especially choosing Vietnam, Cambodia as a part of your holiday. Well, this time when you come to Saigon, you also have chance to enjoy traffic jam. Okay, let's go everybody. Double check everything with you. Mr. Johnson, Edward Johnson.
After breakfast, we gathered for a meeting where we split up into 3 groups, about 25 guests for each program director. We were in Group A, so Choeung was our program director or guide throughout the cruise.
The people here still call this city Saigon, but for the formal speech, we have to say Ho Chi Minh City. Because the name Ho Chi Minh City was officially chosen as a name for this city to replace the name Saigon since 1975. When Vietnam War ended. We want to close the history, the past, and open a new page in the history that's named Ho Chi Minh City. The course of the war in Vietnam, we found that the French came to Vietnam for different purposes compared with the Americans. The French came to Vietnam and came to the Indochina, Laos, and Cambodia because economical reasons. They found that we got a lot of natural resources, we got the labor forces over here, but American, we go in Vietnam not because of that, but because they want to stop the communism.
So Viet Cong was strongly backed up by the North Vietnam Army forces. So during the Vietnam War, there were 4 army forces fought each other. One side, the North Vietnam Army forces and Viet Cong together, they were allied. The South Vietnam Saigon Army Forces and American. In the morning on April 30 in 1975, the Viet Cong tank crushed the gate over there down. The iron gate over there, it was crushed down by the Viet Cong tank. The first one tried to crash in, but it was stuck. Second one from behind pushed, and together those are 2 tanks, the same type of the tanks. It marked the end of the Vietnam War, the fall of Saigon in 1975. The last helicopters evacuated the people. I will bring you to see that building soon after the visit here. And the people who received this photograph in Hong Kong were confused. We believe, I thought that this picture was taken on the rooftop of the US Embassy in Saigon. For a long time, it was believed that way. But until later on, they was, have to recorrect that it was taken on the rooftop of the CIA office outside of the US Embassy. It was not in the US Embassy. Right in front of the modern glass building, they have the yellow one. And on the rooftop, they got the gray concrete. This is the one.
Viking provided us with a complimentary dinner at the Saigon Cafe restaurant. This was by far the best buffet I've ever been to, in terms of selection and quality of the food. We ventured out onto the streets of Ho Chi Minh City to people watch and check out the Ba San Bridge. Crossing the street in Ho Chi Minh City can seem like you're taking your life into your own hands. The trick is to walk slowly and consistently.
Meaning of the name Tonle. Tonle is one of the three major rivers in Indochina and in Cambodia, of course. In Phnom Penh, you will see the place where three rivers, Tonle, Mekong rivers, and Ba Sak rivers join together, and all the water from those three rivers flow to the Mekong.
Three different kinds of lacquerware. They are painting like this one. The second one we make the picture with the model of Prohm, and first one we make the picture with the eggshell from that egg. And the finished picture with the eggshell look like this one.
Janet and I like to buy art when we're on vacation, and this definitely looked like a good opportunity. We bought this quadratic lacquerware of cranes. They packaged it and had it shipped to the hotel we'll be staying at in Hanoi later in the trip. The artwork now hangs on our wall leading down to the basement.
The 60 feet from A to B. Okay, so this is the side of the tunnel. So let's see what I can do.
So when you go through, you do like this. This way, yeah, we do. Yeah. Okay, so this is the height. The last layer of tunnels were used as emergency exit. They could go and link to the river, and there's a few number of the track over here. And then the last one on the top can, this guy like this, and then look like others.
We had an opportunity to go through a 60-foot or 20-meter tunnel. I'm a little claustrophobic, so I didn't go.
Here we go.
Yeah, I definitely made the right decision to not go into this tunnel.
Madam, go out. Is that it? Oh my God, that was nothing.
Welcome. Thank you. Welcome.
She does look
Yeah,
familiar.
you look familiar. Capitals of Eastern Europe? No?
France, maybe France or Egypt.
Yes, France.
Whoever wants to take a seat over here and got a free gift bracelets. Yeah. You can make a pop rice for us.
Oh, wow. So good. So how do they keep it from falling over?
They lose a lot.
How do they not lose any?
They never mind because they keep the animal with it. This is a tour that you can eat and you can drink, so even you don't need lunch later.
What's the spice that's in there with it?
Ginger, yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, they got a paper. We call this rice paper, eatable,
Okay.
and this is a regular paper. Because humidity, the heat, so they need to have the rice paper. And then last but not least, come over here and try this one. So don't think about snake in the mind, you know? When you drink it, honestly, because they mix with the ginseng and also the other herbs, so it tastes so similar to me like whiskey. Xin chào Mekong Delta.
Wow.
So beautiful. It smells so good. Mmm. I smell? Yeah. Like a herb.
Yeah.
Một, hai, ba, zo.
Sắp ca xin chào hết nguyên đồ mình nha, chúc sức khỏe nha.
My name is Saukai. I'd like to welcome everyone to my house. Thank you. He would like to bring everyone to his ancestors.
Mấy tuổi chết rồi, không cho là mình giờ quản lý.
So I'm very honored to, to look after our ancestor worshiping place. It's passed from my great grandparent to my parent and now to me.
This house is one of the largest and most intact old houses in the Mekong Delta. Its architectural features are influenced by the cultures of Vietnam, France, and China. The house is also a tourist attraction because of the romantic relationship between the previous owner and a young French woman. That woman wrote the semi-autobiographical novel The Lover, which was made into a movie by the same name in 1992. During this excursion, we met a 77-year-old man named Nam. He told us about fighting in the Vietnam War alongside U.S. troops and described what rural farming life is like in southwestern Vietnam.
They got 2 meals per day, the early lunch and dinner. Because in the early morning, 5:30 or 6 a.m., ladies need to work in the farm. My name is Nam, mean number 5. And I'm 77 years old and my wife 70 years old.
Chú Năm trước, chú Năm cảm ơn chú, các gia đình chú Năm thì chú Năm cắt.
Thank you all for coming and for visiting our family.
Chú ra đi đó, lúc đó chú được 19 tuổi đầu.
I was 19 years old when I left my village. In 1971, we got the operation in Da Nang in the central Vietnam. I would jump out from the helicopter with the parachute and I was shot down.
Lúc đó là chú bị thương rất là nó nặng.
I was unconscious when I was shot down.
Nó bị gãy cái xương giò hai.
And I got a few, wounded in my body. So that's the bullet from the AK-47 from the Viet Cong side. The US rescued me in the battlefield.
Chú giờ nằm nhà thương nó đâu cũng tròn có 6 tháng.
So I was hospitalized for 6 months. So in 1978 at Khmer Rouge, they crossed the border and they burned down our house.
Đầu mới thác lạc quê người.
So we was evacuated for a couple of next years.
Gần cuối năm 80 thì chú Năm nó
Until the end of 1980, we could return. We are happy. We are living in a simple way, but we are happy with what we have now there. I'm very thankful for the help from the first aid and the American doctor who saved my life when I was shot down. They got the IV and then I got some blood from the American guy at that time, saved my life. I'm very thankful. So he would like to invite you if you want to have a look inside his house. Feel free to do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello there. Hello, Daniel. Help yourself, free samples.
Chen Seng will be with us for the next 5 days. So welcome Chen Seng to our family. Oh, beautiful. No troublemakers so far.
The Royal Palace, built in the 1860s, is a complex of buildings that serves as the official residence of the King of Cambodia. It's situated where the Mekong River and the Tonlé Sap River meet.
It's used for three main functions. One for coronation, the second one for big religious ceremony, and the last one for royal reception. Later on we walk this way, then we can see the royal residence over there. Yeah. And the big building there, not for even his mom, just for the king himself. When he got wife with the wife and children, that's fine. But his mom, she is living in the small pavilion near there. I call it the Granny Annex. Sorry, it was painted in 1903 and finished in 1904. And the special thing of the painting is that we use a natural pigment. That's why the painting look light.
this kind of the educational tour, very emotional tour. But once we are here in Cambodia, we're not only here to enjoy the food, enjoy the nice scenery, also here to learn, right? So this afternoon is the right time for us to learn about, the Khmer Rule regime, how bad thing that they did for the people, and we're going to visit two infamous places, the killing fields and the S21 prisons.
When the victim arrived here at night time, they beat them one by one from where our group standing there, and then they walk where we are. Not that this is not the killing site yet. You see from the chain line, you see the chain line right here, even here, that is a killing site. So they took them one by one, but before they took them to there, they already, dug up the pit, or I call the grave. And then when the victim arrived there, they forced them to kneel down, and then they use a big stick, like anything or hole, smash from behind the head side. Immediately the victim fell into the grave, and they didn't care one bit thing only, the victim died or not. This is how they kill the victim. So another executioner, he was waiting inside there already with a machete to cut the throat, and also to cut the abdomen. Why they cut the throat and abdomen? Because they say to cut the throat, they die for sure. That's why in this killing site, no survivor found after that. Why they cut the abdomen open? Because they wanted to release the gas. They wanted to save the space.
We're going to visit the S21 prison. Now it is served as a museum. And the highlight is that our guide and myself will arrange the visit from our group to one of the very few survived from the Khmer Rouge regime, so that our guide can help us to interact and also translate between us and the survival of the Khmer Rouge regime.
He's 95 this year. 95. They put me in that room as our family saw that already. 4 months and 12 days. The rubber container for the urine, and then the iron bucket for the toilet. When I careless, I spill my waste on the floor. They forced us to lick with our tongue. And then I refuse not to do it, and then they fight me, and I use my hand to block. So right now my little finger is broken already. And they put electricity on in my ear, and then I feel like a bomb in my head. And then right now you see me normal, but my left head, eyes and ear, I could not see in here anymore. Is the biggest wholesale fish market from Tonlé Sap River in Phnom Penh. Usually we bring food to the temple 1 day a week, 4 days a month. It is on the Buddha day. Today is not the Buddha day. If we come on the Buddha day, you will see more people bring their food with their bowl from home. Yeah, like that. From 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, then the Buddhist monk can learn, not just here. The Buddhist monk also have right. For example, during my bachelor degree in Royal University of Phnom Penh, I studied chemistry, but a friend of mine, he studied in Khmer literature. So we got some Buddhist monk also learn bachelor degree Khmer literature as well. So in there, so please don't confuse that the Buddhist monk have to learn just the Buddha theory. The Buddhist monk have right to learn everything, to learn English, to learn French, to learn everything to learn anything that he want to learn. So the story of the Silversmith village, back at the time, our royal court, they looked for the masterpiece in those silver chaser, but almost extinct by the Khmer Rouge again from 1975 to 1979, because they don't really need those people. They don't really need those people to work for them. They only need people to work in the field. So that's why the village, we don't have many families that sell the silver products or silver handicraft for us at all. So right now we have 3 families that they have a shop to sell for us.
Learning English? Yes.
USTUVWXYNC. You see the gravel of silver? Our family, if you want to see that, you can pass. That is a gravel, the tiny gravel of the silver. We did buy it from the market, and as I mentioned, the silver here we import it from Singapore. Later on, we put them in a very strong heat oven, and then it becomes like this. So they do have a very like a strong squeeze machine to put them through. So from time to time they become thinner and thinner like that. Yes.
But this one is $100. Okay. This one is 110.
This place is exactly the landmark of Phnom Penh. When you come to Phnom Penh without coming here, the same thing like you go to New York without seeing the Lady of the Liberty. And also our family, do you know that the history of Phnom Penh, the name Phnom Penh come from this hill? Yeah, Phnom Penh is come from this hill. This place, it's called Wat Phnom, W-A-T, what means the temple. So temple, Nom in our language, Nom, it's a hill. So it means that the temple on the top of the hill. So this is the only temple in Cambodia that no Buddhist monk allowed to live here. This is only the temple where the people in the city, the holiest one in the city, come to pray. On the top is a lotus shape, and then we have 100 headed 100 serpent, or we call naga, totally 100 up on there.
This is crazy, isn't it?
Thank you.
The life cycle of the silkworm from the small, from the moth, the caterpillar, until the cocoon, then from the cocoon back to the moth. Do you know how many days the life cycle of the silkworm? About 47 days.
This is the natural color. So a lot of Chinese came here and buy this golden color. They don't dye this color. This is natural.
There were about 10 guests that got sick for a day or two. I was sick today. Thankfully, it was a slow day. I was up for the morning excursion and for dinner. Other than that, I slept all day and all night and felt a lot better in the morning.
morning again.
Be mindful again with the monkeys, as I mentioned during a talk last night. Some of them are quite aggressive, so don't try to get so close, or don't try to get, take picture. You can do that, but you can keep a distance. Yeah. After taking photo, you don't have to show the monkey, here you are, your photo.
So welcome to the Buddhist temple here, and in fact this temple was constructed since the 1960s. But back in the Khmer Rouge time, you can tell already, during the Khmer Rouge time, no religion. And they even knocked down all the statues of the Buddha. And the main temple all knocked down as well.
So everyone stand up. On pose, stay.
Do Vietnam please, sing and dance.
Okay.
Through the air. Oh, you're gonna lose that one.
Jill, hi. Could you take some pictures? Very good.
Gustav, he's making what? Can you make a guess, our family? A shoe horn.
The time that we go to Siem Reap to visit the city of wonders. All the wonders are waiting for you. Okay, so please double check everything with you. So now we go downstairs and then we shall head to the front of the cruise. We shall go to our coach.
Okay, so we will make 3 official stops this morning on the way. When I say 5.5 hours, doesn't mean that we go non-stop, If we go non-stop, it will be about 4 hours. But we do stop here or there because we need to, squeeze the lemon on the way. The men need to shoot the rabbit and ladies need to pick up flowers. Or the place where we can sing songs. Yeah, that's different slangs.
May you be blessed with the 4 sublime blessings of the Lord Buddha. Longevity, great happiness, and good health and the wisdom. So this is the 4 wisdom of, 4 wishes of the Buddha. So I hope you have a great time in Siem Reap and have a safe journey home. Thank you so much.
Democracy, welcome to Hokkien.
ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sim, S-I-M. Easy to remember me like SIM card in your phone. Right now you are in Siem Reap, yeah, the former capital city of the Khmer Empire. And this is the highlight, I'm sure, because you are coming here to visit Angkor Wat. So now we are entering into the park of Angkor, and this was the very capital city of the Khmer Empire that lasted for 600 years. Started in the 9th century and ended in the 15th century. Then, ladies and gentlemen, the city was abundant with people living, the majority. But we still have some people living here until the French arrived here in 1859. They found around 200 people were living around Angkor Wat in the jungle village and using Angkor Wat as their small worshipping place. So this is a short history to you why they left the city.
If we had it to do over again, we'd probably skip this optional excursion. It was uncomfortable seeing the people living on the river in extreme poverty with us staring into their homes. Also, the stop we made, it seemed like there were a lot of alligators being kept in inhumane conditions. Angkor Thom, which means Great City, is a 9 square kilometer walled city that served as the final and most enduring capital of the Khmer Empire. It was established in the 12th century by King Jayavarman VII. The Cambodian Elephant Sanctuary is not a Viking excursion. We talked to the hotel concierge last night. 5 minutes and $75 per person later, Janet and I were signed up. We mentioned it to our new friends Charles and Patty this morning, and they signed up too. We talked to Viking and suggested that they add it to their optional excursions because it was one of the high points of the whole trip.
Our elephant, they do nothing. They retire now. But for sure, you will spend time around them very close. They spend time around you too because they love to eat. We're gonna have a lot of food today. So here we have only 3 elephants for now. So we opened here about 8 years ago. Then we rescued elephant from captivity or domestic elephant. They're not wild elephant. That's why when they retire or when the owner of them don't need them anymore, difficult to release them back to the jungle because they never been in the jungle. First activity today, we're gonna prepare food for them. So they love you when you have food.
It's so gross looking.
Having fun? Yes.
Rubber trucks, rough. Oh yeah.
I like this one. I like the old gal.
Very nice.
Okay. Okay. I'll move if you want me to. She's all dirty again.
This isn't one. Is doesn't seem to be as juicy.
I think so. It does look like alien.
You got the timing down.
Please have a good health, good luck, happiness, successful on your life, and everywhere you go, have safety traveling. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The restaurant is about 30 more seconds to go from here. They're right there. Actually, after dinner, if you want to walk back, you know, that's right behind our motor coach, cross the road, that is our resort. So another beautiful morning waiting for us. As you know that we keep the best for the last. Another big wow this morning. I love it because I love the nature. I love the, you know, the harmony between the nature and the beautiful work from the 12th centuries. And the ancient people here could build beautiful with the monument. And it was forgotten or abandoned for many centuries, so the nature occupied. I love the big old trees with the root embarked the wall and the roof of the rooms of the temple.
In my family, it was only me to start and finish primary school. If anyone want to study higher, they need to sell our land, they need to sell our many things just to have the kid to get high education. So they could not afford that, so they asked me to stop. I had a good friend whose father was richer, and then he said, Sim, go to school with your friend. I would be financing everything.
Siem went on to share his very inspirational story about how a number of people helped him with his education and how he worked in a hotel and restaurant for a few years, initially as a cleaning person, then working his way up to hotel manager. Then in 2008, he got his tour guide license and opened his own school. Starting with 50 students, it doubled to 100 in 2009 and doubled again to 200 students in 2010. As a tour guide, he would give guests tours of his school. In 2010, Viking started the Magnificent Mekong cruise, and Siem became their first tour guide. The Viking Executive Vice President, Karina Hagen, who is also the Viking owner's daughter, went to Siem's village and school. That's when Viking became a sponsor of the school. The Viking School now has 2 centers with 1,100 students, providing free education in English, computers, and other skills, and are building a 3rd center for 300 more students. Siem and Viking are dramatically changing the lives of these young Cambodians. Dr. Mary Fuller, a former Viking guest, is now a teacher at the Viking School.
My name is Janet. This is my husband.
My name is Steve.
Steve. Janet, Steve. What is your name?
My name is Cyclo.
Hi. What's your name?
But my commitment is to bring Cambodia to you and bring you to Cambodia. Thank you so much for this, and then I wish you the best continuation. Be impressed in Hanoi, yeah, and then finally you fly home safely. If you go back to work successfully. If you already retire, enjoy life and plan another trip with the Viking. After 15 days, yeah, of the trips, you will be very happy to see home. And tonight my wife will be very happy to see me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We are going to have electric cart for the ride in the waters. But if 3 groups, do one time together, it will be like a troop parade in the city. So we will keep a few minutes away from each other.
They got a concrete because they started that when the bomb would drop. So they build a strong concrete and they serve it as for one person only. But this picture, the mom and the child together. So when they went public, they could not hide, or return home for the family bomb shelter. They could find any vacant at the individual bomb shelter in the public.
Thank you so much. And the bus already outside.
Because saying in Vietnam that when you are in Vietnam, if you are not going to Ha Long Bay, you will miss a lot. Of course, we are not missing that. But today will be our great opportunity to admire the beauty of Ha Long Bay. The name Ha Long means descending dragons.